What's up, everybody? This is Carmine Davis, and you are watching and listening to the Carmine Davis Show. What is up? Happy Easter, everyone, or Easter week. I'm recording this on, of course, Sunday, and uploading it Monday. So, on Easter. But, happy Easter nonetheless. He is risen, child, and apparently, he wants all his girlies to rise with him, too, okay? But we'll get into that before we get into these hot topics. Follow, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And don't be afraid to leave a comment on any of this stuff, child. Lately, it's been a surgence of hate comments. So I don't mind. I mean, like, to me, I don't come to the internet to give anybody the peace that they're looking for, child. You know, I'm 1,000% all about getting help. If you need someone to tell you, your crazy thoughts are okay, you know, go to a doctor. And I'm sure the people who are attacking me on the internet will be locked up and locked away because the shit that y'all are saying is crazy. Whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Go to a doctor. If you're looking for the truth, if you're looking for, I won't even say the subjective truth. I've said this plenty of times. If you're coming on the show looking for anything other than being pro-black, pro-gay, and pro-woman, you know, this is not the show for you, right? You misogynistic, homophobic, racists, this is not the stop for you. Just throwing that out there. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, Twitter.com/Carmine Davis, TikTok.com/@Carmine Davis, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis. And we're about to get into it. Like I said, he is risen and he wants all the girlies to rise with him, child. LoveBscott.com reports Caitlyn Jenner reacts to JoeBudden recognizing Transgender Day on Easter. Okay, like I said, I gave everybody a warning. And we're going to dive into it. Caitlyn Jenner is blasting President Biden over what she seems to think is a coordinated effort to conflate a Christian holiday with a day that also celebrates transgender people. The International Transgender Day of Visibility was created on March 31st, 2009, and has continued to be celebrated every March 31st for more than a decade. The day is meant to not only honor transgender people, but raise awareness of the discrimination they continue to face. On Friday, the White House sent out an announcement proclaiming March 31st, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility. The announcement is just formality, as the date of this annual event has already been set and is a way for the Biden administration to celebrate the holiday. Easter usually falls between March 22nd and April 25th of every year and is celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon on or following the spring equinox. In the announcement, Biden wrote, "Today we send a message to all transgender Americans." Boom. Put a note there. "You are loved, you are heard, you are understood, you belong, you are America, and my entire administration and I have your back." However, in response to Biden's announcement of Transgender Day of Visibility, Jenner took to X, formerly Twitter, to condemn him. "I am absolutely disgusted that Joe Biden has declared the most holy of holy days, a self-proclaimed devout Catholic, as Transgender Day of Visibility. The only thing you should be declaring on this day is he is risen." Child, please. "I'm absolutely disgusted," is what she said. Newsweek has reached out to Jenner via an email online form for a comment. I hope they don't issue a comment for her. I don't understand why people don't understand that everything is not for them. People can have an opinion and celebrate people. That does not have to do with one or the other. You could be Christian and transgender and celebrate. This is a double celebration for you. If you choose to, you don't have to exclude one person. It feels like Caitlyn, again, does not understand that she has already have conflicting views of how she is anyway. You know, it's a cry for help it gives. Like, it's giving that she is not okay with a part of herself. You are a transgender person. Let's be, and like I say all the time on the show, in order for us to heal, we got to keep it real, right? You know, in order for us to heal, we got to keep it real. Caitlyn, you are a transgendered woman, right? This is a day to celebrate you. Eat your cake. If you want to make that cake into an Easter egg or a cross, you do that, okay? You can celebrate both. You don't have to have a confliction and let that bubble over on Twitter for you to be okay. Do you get what I'm coming from? Leave a comment below. If you have an issue with who you are and you feel like that is something that you're not proud of, that is something that you need to discuss with a professional, right? If you think that some people being proud of themselves, people are not, everybody's not ashamed of who they are, right? Do you understand where I'm coming from, people at home? Do you understand that everybody doesn't live in shame or doesn't have to live in shame? People can eat cake. People can celebrate. People can be true to who they are, right? And it doesn't have to conflict with your views. It just doesn't. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be. And if you are a devout Christian, ignore it. Focus on Easter. He is risen is the only thing you should have even typed. He is risen. It has nothing to do with you. But you are, it does have something to do with you because you are transgender. This is an advancement for people behind you. I don't think there's any help for Caitlyn, right? This coupled with every other thing that she goes through, or you clearly have issues with who you are and your identity and how you show up. So hopefully we can raise a generation behind you that does not have conflicting issues, that won't have to marry someone for 30, 40 years and pretend that there's something that they're not, living in shame and public humiliation, to be something that they're not. Maybe the next generation can, thanks to this day, thanks to the Biden administration for acknowledging and bringing awareness and giving a day for transgender people to be celebrated and to be joyous and let people know that they are seen, because that's probably what you were missing growing up, right? And with this administration bringing that to the surface, maybe there won't be a lot of sick people who are in conflict and shame and doing whatever they can to disgrace other people like you are, or have you done multiple times and again, Miss Jenner. Prayers for Caitlyn. Okay, and we're gonna move on to the next hot topic. But before we do, make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health, child. Smash that subscribe button. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this post. Hate comments are welcome. No, I don't give a fuck. But, positive comments. You can thumbs up and share how you feel. Go on to this next hot topic from LoveYouSky.com. AlBSure once again insinuates Diddy played a role in his 2-month coma. Okay, so I didn't ever get a chance to, this news broke Monday last week about Diddy. And we all know what happened. They raided his homes and all that shit. And I didn't get a chance to really touch on it. But, child, I am 1,000% focused and pinpointed on this Diddy thing. I've spoken about it multiple times, and media outlets have been speaking about this man for decades. Since I was a child, people have always said that Diddy's up to something, and AlBSure is one of those people. R&B singer AlBSure, the biological father of Sean Diddy Combs' adult stepson Quincy, seemingly implies Friday that the embattled hip-hop mogul was somehow tied to his mysterious coma in 2022. When attending the Equal Justice Now Awards in Los Angeles, the R&B singer insinuated that the rapper played a role in his 2022 coma. We're going to be producing the AlBSure life story, the 55-year-old told the crowd, as seen in a video shared on TMZ. So hold on to your britches and you'll really understand how I ended up in a coma. You're really going to need to call Homeland Security. Lord, the entire situation is unfortunate. I don't speak about another man's business. The Grammy nominee, whose son Quincy Brown has been raised as Diddy's own child, added, all I know is that I'm working on my life story and the way I got to be in the coma, so stay tuned. Prior to this, AlBSure suggested the same thing in a cryptic post shared on Instagram, his Instagram story. 1 + 1 equals a finger pointing emoji. Kim Porter's ex wrote in the Monday, March 25th post, which featured audio of his conversation with a doctor who took care of him and described his condition at the time. Is the math finally mathing? You were so sick at the time when we met. You had something called acute on chronic liver failure, where your liver got so sick so quickly that most people with that severity of disease will die of their disease within 28 days, the doctor explained in the audio clip. Around 90% of people will perish, the doctor claimed, and so the fact that you were able to get through this is a miracle in and for itself. of itself. And to be incredibly sick and then have to undergo such a massive operation with a liver transplant is also a testament to your, spiritual, psychological, as well as physical reserves that you have. She then noted that most people do not survive this. You were sick as a patient can be. The doctor went on for AlBSure AlBSure chimed in for 38 days, I believe, adding that he was septic and had fever. The doctor confirmed he had multiple system organ failure. Your lungs were so sick at one point. We even with the ventilator, we couldn't even push through oxygen into your lungs for you to breathe adequately. You were struggling to keep enough oxygen going for your lungs and your brain, and even on the ventilator. I don't know what that has to do with Diddy. I'm not totally sure. I'm not putting it past him. Diddy has done some crazy things, allegedly, that, apparently cars were blowing up, people were disappearing. There's a bunch of nude photos in the houses, allegedly, of famous people. So I wouldn't be shocked that he has something to do with this, but I don't understand. The math is not mathing because she didn't say that he had something to do. I don't know. I don't understand. Let's watch the video. I don't actually want to watch the video. I don't want to watch it. I'm gonna be like y'all and choose to be ignorant because I'm 1,000% sure this woman did not clarify that it was foul play maybe involved. He's gonna have to do a little bit more to prove that there was foul play, but I'm sure that it was. It's just with this information, I don't think that there it's not telling that Diddy had anything to do with it. But I'm sure he does. And I'm interested in seeing how it comes across, like what evidence he does have, because this Diddy saga is interesting. We're gonna keep tabs on Miss Diddy like we always have. I told y'all that motherfucker was an asshole. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that Diddy is capable of? Of course he is, but allegedly. But do you think that he is capable of doing something like this to Quincy's father? Do you think that with this coupled with what happened to Kim? I don't know. Leave a comment below. You know what I'm thinking, and if you think so too. Leave a comment below. And make sure you guys subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I don't do it for my health. And make sure you guys subscribe to all of our socials, twitter.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis, Instagram.com/Carmine Davis Show, Facebook.com/Carmine Davis, TikTok.com/@Carmine Davis, and we're going to keep it going to the last and final hot topic from LoveyScott.com. Drake seemingly pokes fun at JoeBudden following recent podcast comments. JoeBudden says he thinks that Drake is getting paid to promote Sexy Red, as the two have posted themselves hanging out on social media numerous times in recent months. Discussing the relationship between the two on his podcast, Budden remarked, "You think he just likes being around Sexy Red that much? I can name some people, and this is what I don't understand about you fucking Drake stans." It's been a long week for Drake, who's currently at the center of a widespread discourse following Kendrick Lamar's Like That verse. While fans eagerly await the rapper's response to the Compton MC's jabs on a record, the Toronto native has been active on social media. On Saturday, March 30th night, the God's Plan artist shared a photo of JoeBudden on his Instagram story with the caption, "What's the vibes, New York?" Although there was seemingly nothing wrong with the post per se, many fans saw it as Drake poking fun at the podcaster for his recent remarks. In an episode of the JoeBudden podcast released on Thursday, March 28th, Budden argued that Drake doesn't have it in him to respond to Lamar. Specifically, he highlighted Rich Baby Daddy from all the dogs as an indicator of where the Toronto native is musically. I think we'll hear some subs or some jabs or on features. Drake is on tour. Cole is in album mode. I think Cole is pretty respectable, Budden stated. I don't believe that Drake is going to rap at the level he was rapping at when he was responding to his diss records. Shake that ass for Drake and shake that ass for me. It ain't the time for that right now. He continued, "You think he just likes being around Sexy Red this much? I can name some more people. This is what I don't understand about you fucking Drake stands. My original beef, music beef, is the people are a fan of lyricism and introspective shit and all the shit he did coming up. We were no longer getting that. That's been my very consistent beef. So apparently he's upset because he thinks that Drake is completely ignoring his fan base and what the reasons why they loved him in the first place. Budden Drake's issues seemingly stem from the former saying that for all the dogs saw the artist rapping for the children. Which I agree. I mean, I don't think Drake is in that space now. I think, Drake is really never... he's preoccupied with being a top of the female rap game. You know what I mean? Like, I think Drake is comfortable where he is. I think that Drake does not feel the need to wake all his, ghostwriters up and come up with a diss for Kendrick. Drake is physically can fart on a record and it goes up. Kendrick is respectable and it's still, he is an artist. Drake is a entity. Leave a comment below if you understand where I'm coming from. Kendrick Lamar is an artist's artist. He has the respect. He has talent, the skill set. And I think Drake has remnants of that. He was at that time. But Drake is more of a thing. Drake is a force. And I think he's okay with being that until it comes to other female MCs. Then he's got miles of shade to come for these bitches. He could come for all these girls. He's probably still trying to get how he could get Megan Thee Stallion back on wax. You know what I mean? Like, he got his songwriters already in their camp, and they're digging up some shit to get back at that shit she said on his. So one thing at a time. In the Drake camp, okay? It's one thing at a time, Kendrick. You hold on. I'm sure they'll come together and come up with something for you. All right, and we're going to leave that here. That's the end of the show. Make sure you guys subscribe and review this podcast. I love you guys. Leave a comment below. Do you think that Drake would even respond to Kendrick? Do you think Drake is kind of pussy for not responding to Kendrick? Leave a comment below. And that's the show. I love you guys. Stay tuned to the after show. Patreon.com/Carmine Davis. The after show is on Patreon.com/Carmine Davis. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.